Well, hang on. It's fine. It's fine.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
Okay. We're rearranging.
We're live.
Yeah, and we're also rearranging.
Got a different location today. You guys get to see our air conditioner over there.
Yeah, this is a great view. Oh, hello, Jarrett. So, well, I kind of wanted to...
First comment. Way to go.
to swap
You
things
get a blue
around.
ribbon.
But for you guys to see when we're facing the window, it looks fine, right? But for me, when I walk into the house and I see a table randomly placed in front of a window, it just didn't look good.
Mandee, you need to try this.
I am.
No, try this first before you try it.
I did. I stirred it for you.
Try it. What do you think?
It's really good.
This is... Mandee made fresh lemonade.
Fresh squeezed lemonade.
And then I figured, why not make it strawberry lemonade?
Mm-hmm.
So I put a strawberry fizz stick in with it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's actually really good. Usually I'm not okay with his concoctions, but... So,
Hot Rod Haley.
Let's see. Earlier today, yes, Jason. So, the consensus vote is to go earlier. So we're gonna see how we can do this.
Hey,
see
Chris
if you
from
guys
Michigan.
like it, and see if we can manage it. And yeah, just trying to make things easier for everyone, so you guys can join on live. Let's just talk about our weekend.
Phil asks, Mike, what game are you guys using on the PC? There is no game.
Right?
We only use the iRacing simulator. That's it.
I thought my hair looked decent, but it kind of looks like a mess. Sorry, I tried for you guys.
Hey, Guy. Hey, Michael.
Christoph. Hi.
The 9-year-old Christoph says hi.
Wait, will you just tell about our weekend first?
Our weekend.
You want to know what was the most exciting part? Other than our fun video that we did, we played hide and seek.
Yeah, the hide and seek was a lot of fun.
That was our event of the weekend.
I'm a little embarrassed of the drunken video that we did.
Yes, we're not going to do as much drunken Mike anymore. He's not too thrilled about him, although he's a lot more fun.
Gotta sober up. But
you can have like one. Loosen you up just a little bit.
Okay.
Grease your gears, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we played hide and seek. It was great.
I actually had one woman commented, I noticed, and said, alcohol at an excessive amount, it can be really bad for you. And
I did not know that.
You should, I don't know, she was telling me to
When you were in school, did they have DARE?
Yeah.
When you were in school? Yeah. Everyone's done that. Come on.
Of course.
Yeah. Hello. Sorry, I don't have a spoon. Welcome, Jeremy. I don't know.
I did fail this. Yeah, I failed the test when I stood on the sheet metal. I was not.
Yeah. No.
I did it when I only did 10 spins, but she didn't put that in the video. She only put the 12 spin one in.
I did it so easily in 10. You opted to doing 12 or 14 or something.
We
and
both
you're
got it on 10. 12 spins is the max for me.
But people enjoy seeing other people fail, so it's funny, right? We just have to go buy a new carburetor cleaner.
The other fun thing we did this weekend.
We went to Plattsburgh.
We got some supplies. We went to Runnings. And
got
we went
a bird feeder.
That
was exciting.
What's the grocery store we go to?
Market 32.
Market 32?
Yes.
We stocked up on $300 worth of groceries, so we'll have to go back for next month, probably.
Probably lasts us like a week and a half, but yeah.
Yeah.
Tried getting all the meat possible, so it's frozen.
We're both saying a lot. I just noticed I said a lot, and then you said We gotta stop the We're gonna be professional here.
So we fill the space, the void with
silence.
I don't know how I can do that. Okay, so anyone asking any fun questions? How did y'all do that? It was packed this AM. Oh, you must have went to Market there too. Actually, it was pretty empty when we went.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, I definitely was having a hard time keeping the 6 feet away from everyone rule.
You can tell people are like.
I mean, you're running right by them.
Yeah.
In the aisle, but I don't see how that really matters.
We realized
it's not like
that
we're touching each other.
We don't do well when we grocery shop together.
Nope. She wants to look at
everything,
all of that stuff, and I want to look at all of this stuff, and we should really just go in there and separate.
We
should go in with 2 carts You get what you think we should get. I get what I think we should
That
get.
would be smart.
And then just meet up when we're done.
I'll meet you in the
That's
car.
what we should do next time.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Now, somebody just said,
"Oh,
it's amazing how you two get along."
Wait, who said that?
Ben Cole.
It's amazing. Yeah, it really is. I mean,
Jason
I guess
White
it's a good
says
thing.
Can-Am is postponed. Kind of sad.
Well, guys, we are going to be
course.
doing this until, is it April 30th? Extended social distancing goes until. I was making sure there wasn't 31 days.
What we're doing to fill in the gap is we're playing iRacing. So last night I ran with the World of Outlaws. That was a blast. Had a great time.
I'm not going to lie, guys. I haven't told you this one yet, Mike, but I'm slightly. Okay, so when you won a race yesterday. You came back and I broke my bird feeder thing already that we bought. What is that thing called? Someone asked me.
It's just a stand that holds a bird feeder.
The sheep herder thing.
It looks like Little Bo Peep.
Yeah. That thing, I broke it already. Yeah. I was in a bad mood because I really wanted to feed the birds. And Mike comes in and he's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Nothing, whatever. Typical female, nothing's wrong, but something's wrong." And so I realized after a while, I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why do I have such an attitude?
Usually it's because she didn't eat.
Oh, yeah, usually. That's like the first thing.
So I told her to eat.
I think do not tell me because it's not going to happen. I'm not going to race. But I am slightly jealous that you're having fun doing all this racing stuff and you're interacting with the outside world because I ain't got nothing.
Yeah, I'm loving it because I'm making new friends.
Yeah, he is.
I'm meeting all these people online and getting to talk to them and race with them. And for example, in my heat race yesterday, I started 7th and I got up to 5th and I was battling with Trent Ivy for 4th. And he's a late model racer from, I don't know, somewhere in the Midwest. I don't even know who he is. But, we raced really clean, but I was pinching him. Like, we were really close. And it was tight racing. He ended up getting 4th spot. I got 5th. He made it to the A main, got to 6th place in the A main. I was 7th in the B main.
Missed it by 2.
But had a good battle with Kyle Larson in the B main. And then afterwards, I reached out to Trent Ivy, and he, he appreciated that we, raced each other clean and everything. And I'm hoping that he's going to give me some pointers on the late model race today because we're going to run with the World of Outlaw late models at Charlotte tonight.
And I'm sure that's going to be on Dirt Vision as well.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
So you can tune in. A lot of people. So, okay. So all right. I know there's this stipulation. Oh, it's I'm not going to pay $10 to watch a computer game, but it's really pretty good entertainment. I mean, they do a real broadcast.
Yeah.
They have the real announcer.
Mm-hmm.
They have.
It was so funny. Last night, I don't know what happened, and under caution, the announcer was like, "Oh, he's pulling up next to that guy to show him that he's not happy," and I'm over here like, really. Really?
He's not happy.
I know, but it's funny how they do that. Like, they're doing their best they can to make it realistic.
Yeah, and it just keeps getting better. I mean, I think they said iRacing started in 2008, I believe.
iRacing is flourishing.
And it's growing, and it's gotten a lot more realistic since 2008. I was when I was in college playing it, and it was a lot of fun then. Mm-hmm. But now it's even better. And in the last, I think they've had 7,000 or something subscribers in the last 2 months because of this whole
I believe
thing.
it.
They're really growing because of this. They're a business that's thriving.
Well, Super Dirty 63 says, yeah, but there's no blog afterwards. Stay tuned.
Oh,
stay tuned.
But there will be.
There will be. Mm-hmm.
We did a really
attempted
exclusive
You're gonna have to let me
vlog
know what you think
for yesterday's race.
I tried.
When's it gonna go up?
I was thinking Wednesday. Only because I'm letting you guys know. Only because it's April Fool's. I'm gonna say that we went racing, but April Fool's.
You just gave it away.
I know. You brought it up. So they already know. They're getting the insight. Jeez Louise. Don't tell anybody.
I wasn't informed.
Do not tell anyone.
Yeah, don't tell them.
It's going to be an April Fool's. Secret safe.
Hey, Mom. Mom says, hi, M&M. Watched you race last night, Mike. It does seem pretty real. Miss you both so much. I miss you too.
Yeah. So sad. I was telling my one girlfriend last night, it's one thing to be having to, like, I don't know, be at home, social distance, but it's another thing when we can't go visit people. Like, now we have all the time in the world to go do things we want to do, but we can't.
Mike Cummins says Twitch is exploding. Do you think we could try streaming one of my races on Twitch? I've never even been on there.
Well, the outlaw ones we can't.
Well, not those. Yeah, but some other race.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like yesterday, I won a race. That was exciting.
Yeah, you did win a race.
Could make me look good for once.
Oh my gosh. So this should be interesting. Another month of us at lunchtime. If you're liking this better this time, definitely let us know, because that means I have to make lunch earlier and we have to eat lunch after this.
Waylon Bender says you should race NASCAR. You know what? Grandview Speedway is NASCAR sanctioned. Utica Rome Speedway used to be NASCAR sanctioned. So I have.
There is a differentiation.
But it's just better because it's on dirt.
Agreed. Ooh, I should put like $1 in the jar every time I say so I stopped doing it.
Jason White asked Mike, do you ever watch F1? When it's not at 3 o'clock in the morning, yes. But most of the time it is.
Oh, that explains why I never see it.
Yeah, it's always on in the middle of the night because it's on the other side of the world.
Mm.
But I think it's really interesting. I love the strategy behind F1. I think there's way too much money invested into it, but for a carbon fiber go-kart.
Yeah. The hype of it, I don't know.
Those are some fast cars, though.
Yeah.
I'd love to drive one.
You said
we should play a game.
That's one
that
point
has
for
to
you.
do with this, so we can learn to not do it.
I didn't say
Oh, Jason White asked favorite driver in F1. Lewis Hamilton.
Ben Cole wants to know, what do you do for work when you're not racing, Michael? It's a great question.
What do I do for work when you're not racing? Well, I just work in the shop.
Yeah.
On the race cars.
If you can see, it's
the
like
trailer. So, let's talk about what we did today. So this morning, got up.
We went for a run.
Mandy and I went for a run.
Just call me man.
I said Mandy and I.
Oh.
Mandy and I. Isn't that correct? Mandy and I?
Yeah.
All right. So we went for a run, and then we went in the basement and did some weights. So we worked on our physical fitness, because as a driver, I got to be fit, right? So that's part of my job. I do that. And then I go to work at 9. Go to the shop.
Breakfast.
Yep. We started out. We were working on the back tailgate of the trailer. It doesn't tip down enough to where when you drop the gate, it hits the ground. So I ground the flanges and stuff just right so that it would go down all the way. Now the car will roll up on there and without hitting the nose piece.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the trailer's getting a lot of extra attention.
Yeah, we're giving the trailer some extra attention and putting slugs in to have like nice spots to carry the side rails, like the bumpers and stuff, and some spare body mounts and panels and stuff like that to keep them in the trailer.
What was the thing? It almost looked like there's a fridge up top. What was it?
Oh.
Is that a dryer?
Oh, I don't know. That was just a box to hold things. Then there's there's a ladder to go up to watch on top. We're putting little hooks on the ladders so that they don't slide down, so a little safer, because they were in the right spots. Little stuff like this can take a lot of time, but you never have time during the season to do it. So like now's the time to get it done. We made a lot of. Are you counting my Oz? Oh, man. Does that count as one? So we're also.
He works in the shop 24/7. If he's not racing, that's what he does.
We're noting down like spare belts for the pulleys on the engines and making sure that we have the right ones in the trailer, and having the spare radius rods ready, and having a spare front end. And you got a
design from Pilot this morning.
Yeah, the design came back. We gave them a few critiques or whatever to change. Made sure that we have the sponsors in the right spots, and it looks pretty good. I like it. It's got our new additional sponsors on there, and we got one body at Pilots, but then I've got some bodies here that I need to bring to them so you get more done.
We've been tossing around. Well, Mandee tossed around the idea this morning because if you remember, if you've been following our journey, we first moved in together into his grandma's house. We were renting that. That was our first, I don't know, step, I guess.
Now some of our stuff is still there.
Yeah.
And we need to go get it before
it's sold.
They close the deal.
Yeah. So we were tossing around the idea of maybe this coming weekend going there, not seeing anyone, not socializing with anyone because no one's in this house, grabbing our stuff, cleaning it out, and hopefully actually getting something done. I was just kind of filling you guys in because, it's what we got to do. But someone did ask James Brown asked, how far are you guys from Binghamton? Mike, you're like an hour and a half from your parents, but from
King
here,
Ferry is about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
From here to Binghamton would probably be
4,
yeah. 3.5 or 4.
Yeah. Jason White asks, is the design a bit different this year or no?
Well, it is a bit different because we've moved our sponsors around where they are on the car, but the graphics and colors are the same as last year. It's the black design with the yellow. So we got yellow deck and chutes, black doors and quarters and roof.
It's pretty much the same. Just different sponsors.
Yeah.
And Larry Frank asked, Christoph wants to know, what was your favorite race you won?
Oh boy.
You said
There's been a lot of. I said oh boy.
Oh.
Just really oh boy.
Okay.
There's been a lot of really great races. I just said
I didn't say it. You did.
I hate having
you bring it to attention.
Let me bring up this thing.
Okay.
Questions that are what is your favorite is so hard for me because I feel like whatever I pick, I'm leaving out something else.
Yeah. I agree.
Like who's your favorite this or what's your favorite that? Whatever I pick, it just feels like the wrong thing.
I agree. Can you give us one that comes to mind instantly?
The instant one is the Jack Johnson 12,000 to win 112 lap feature.
Is that Fonda?
Yep. It was at Fonda.
Yeah. Okay, Ed Morrison, Mandee. Cameras, what? I said, I didn't say What type and how many action cameras do you have to mount the race cars? The GPS data is a bonus. Okay, so I use GoPro. I believe I have the 6 and the 7. That's what I started using to do the split screens for the front and the back. Other than that, I just use my phone for action shots. I do have a camera. I think it's like the Canon G7 something or other, but to be able to transfer from 3 different cameras, the GoPro, the phone, the camera, that's a lot considering at the races, I want to have this video up for you like ASAP. So I go with the GoPro and my iPhone. Okay, so let's see.
Ed, what is a Garmin Virb?
I'm pretty sure, isn't that just like your GPS?
Wow. So that gives you like your mile an hour.
Oh, you were talking about that earlier. Easy does it now.
It's got. So I'm assuming you're using like a camera similar to a GoPro, but it's got GPS data on it.
Yeah. Give us the
really
details on that, Ed.
Because everyone always asks, how fast does it go? And I say, I don't know, because I have no idea. We don't have speedometers in the cars. But with that, I could actually tell you.
Waylon wants to know if we're going to do an eat it or wear it video. Given the times that we're living in right now, I don't want to waste any food.
we do have a couple ideas for some new videos, though, so we'll keep coming out with those.
Oh, wait, what was this one? I like Johnny's question.
Johnny,
How come the small blocks run the sail panels, whereas big blocks don't normally run them? That's like New Egypt. You're allowed, if you have a small block, you're allowed sail panels, big blocks, or windows.
Yeah, so at certain tracks, I think they're trying to even out the competition. So the small block has a little less power, but that sail panel gets them that speed going into the corner so they don't slide up the track. And then the big blocks got that rip off the bottom coming off the turn. So it kind of keeps it racy between the two divisions racing together. But I think it only works if the small blocks are a spec small block, because that way they're underpowered enough that the sail panel is equal with the big block. If you have an open small block, they make enough power that an open small block with sail panels is always going to be a big block with windows. That's just too easy.
That would be dangerous. Jeremy said we need to take a drink every time you say Well, we're drinking fizz. We're not drinking margaritas. But if that's the case, we'd be on the floor quick. Oval Aloe, besides racing, any other hobbies? Michael?
Other hobbies? I like basketball. I like
coloring.
I like working out.
Yeah, working out, for sure.
I like saying
Yes.
I like iRacing. Does that count as racing? It still counts as racing.
Ooh,
probably.
Dave Miller asks, is Mandee any culture shock compared to Jersey? Culture shock as in the difference between living down there and up here, I presume? Right? Or culture shock as in what's going on with the world right now?
Wait, what is the question? Where is it?
Right there. Dave Miller asked.
Mandee. Yeah, okay. She has a culture shock because we live in a small town, Elizabethtown, and there's not a lot of people here. There's not a lot of shopping malls, and there's not. So
it's one blinking light.
Yeah. So there's a lot of culture shock for Mandee to live in a small town. She's used to living in a small town that's 2 minutes
outside
from
town.
a big town.
Yes.
That's what she really minutes. So she gets the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm. Here you go.
I said again.
It's fine.
So
it's cool.
That's
quite the
definitely
culture
a challenge.
shock. One thing for sure, it's very, very hard, especially right now, not being near my family, not being able to go see my family. But as far as culture shock, I live 15 minutes outside of Flemington, New Jersey, where, as Mike said, you have everything from fast food to restaurants to chain to a mall to Verizon to like 20 different gyms you can go to. And here, I was thinking, we better not get charged from Keene Valley Fitness. I was just thinking that because I doubt they would. But Keene Valley, it's a great gym.
Pretty sure they charge you ahead of time.
It's a great gym, but you're paying an arm and a leg for minimal because there's no other gyms around here unless you want to drive to Plattsburgh, which is 45 minutes one way for a gym. So a shock is an understatement.
What's the first racing shirt you ever bought?
You got any idea?
I'm pretty sure the first one I ever bought from a stand at the track was something that said, dirt car modifieds, and it wasn't even a driver's shirt. It just advertised the modifieds. Because where I went to school in high school, well, actually just middle school, I think it was the time, nobody in school knew what a dirt modified was. So I just thought it was awesome to have a shirt with modified on it to show a picture of what it looks like. I wore that a lot.
Yeah. See, now where I live, we live in a very farmish, is it rural, rednecky area? And the female wearing a racing t-shirt, So
you didn't wear them to school?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Until junior year, I started dressing like a woman. It was terrible. It was really terrible. I don't know if you knew this, but I refused to have a purse until I think I was like in college.
And now you keep so much stuff in there.
It's like a suitcase. It's so bad.
Somebody needs to find her a smaller one that holds less stuff because it's ridiculous. It's like a 20-pound bag.
I downsized with that one. Nanny bought me for Christmas.
Okay.
I downsized.
Oh well.
Whatever. Oh. Oh wait, I was gonna add. I don't remember the first time I bought a shirt, but I remember the first time Dad ever bought a racing T-shirt. The first racing T-shirt he ever bought was when Brian Clausen was racing. Well, his last year when he was going for the 200. Dad was so excited, so ecstatic. He loved Brian, and that was his first T-shirt he ever bought. Fun fact.
Nicholas Wilson asks, how does the Short Track Super Series determine no sail panels or sail panels? I believe from what I've seen, Brett Deo just kind of determines like, okay, are we going to a track where most of the regulars run sail panels or do they not? Because if they do, we should probably have the invaders have to run them too. And then also he'll determine it off of how did the last race go? Should we change the rules to make the racing better from last year's race or whatever? So that's what I've seen him do. But I mean, you probably have to ask him for the full answer.
Okay, so I'm not sure how to pronounce your thing, but Henolio Hinali. Yeah. What's the best place to visit in Jamaica? I would definitely say the cliff jumping place.
Rick's Cafe.
Yes.
Go to Rick's Cafe.
That was insane.
Awesome. It looks and probably is very dangerous.
Yep, but we did it anyways.
But it was extremely fun.
We jumped off a cliff a couple times.
Took really high cliff.
Yeah, it was insane.
I mean, it hurt when you hit the water. That's how high
you want to. You want to make sure to actually jump appropriately down.
Yep.
But. Okay, Glenn Fry, what was the first racetrack you remember when young? I can tell you. I remember Flemington Speedway. However, I was not lucky enough to be there for the dirt. But I remember when it was asphalt, and I remember we would sit in coming out of turn 4, because I think that was like the Billy Pouch section. I think that's what they named it. But I remember that. I remember East Windsor, and I remember Williams Grove, because those were the 3 tracks that I started at. How about you, dear?
I went to Fulton and sat in the grandstands with my grandmother while my mom fueled up my dad's car and put the tires on it, and he drove it.
Yes. I think we should do one video just talking about memories when we were little. I can tell you where you can find the toads and the frogs at East Windsor. In case anyone was wondering.
John says there's something wrong with the speak and text not working.
I think it might have been him putting in comments. Oh. How about toxic waste? Digital gauges or traditional?
Digital gauges or traditional?
Thoughts?
I think I like the traditional gauges, but they do go bad once in a while. So you have to check them and pay attention to them. And they can't take a hit. You can't like drop them. The digital gauges, once you figure out the wiring, they're pretty awesome. But a lot of them, I see like way too many lights and blinking and flashing and all these colors and stuff. I feel like it's distracting when you're driving. Mm-hmm. I would prefer not to have all that.
When we were at Utica Rome this year, how I feel like how Tio has their dash set up, like you can't see in it, because I remember it was dark out, and I remember walking by Brett Hearn's car, and inside he was like glowing. Mm-hmm. I was like, that looks so cool. That seems so distracting for me. Oh, look, we have a neighbor walking.
Oh, that's cool.
Different time of day. So let's see. Jordan, I'm glad you could make it to our earlier lunch date. I appreciate you.
Waylon Bender says, do you like racing against Jeff Strunk? I do. I think Jeff's a real clean racer. Most of the time, he's really a respectful guy to race with, and he races hard, and he's a good driver. He's won a lot of big races. I got to work with him when we raced for Zuby. We were team drivers, so that was interesting too. He works hard on his car. He's a good fabricator as well.
So, Mark Gray, great question. Who snores louder, you or me? It's kind of hard to tell because I can hear him snoring, but I can't hear myself snoring. I'm just going to go with you because he's
all I know is I sleep through the whole thing, and I don't hear anything.
I grind my teeth.
See, I sleep so well that I wouldn't wake up if the alarm went off. So she's the only one that would hear.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Would you like to answer one of these two before we call it a day?
What advice do you have for a starting Sportsman team? Try to find the cheapest car you can. Don't spend a lot on it. Go get some laps. Start in the back. Get as much seat time as you can affordably before you spend a lot of money on brand new equipment and go out and trash it. It costs more to wreck stuff than it does to buy it. I don't know if that makes any sense. If you buy it and then wreck it and have to replace it, it just multiplies what you're spending. If you just go with some cheap stuff to begin with, it really saves you in the end.
Until you get comfortable.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
What was the other question? Mike, do you miss working on the farm with your dad? That's about a 50-50. I really miss working on the farm with my dad, yes, but it is a lot of work. Mm-hmm. It's hard labor. It's long hours, late nights, early mornings, a lot like racing, but no chance of the glory of victory. you just work.
Yeah. Yes. So, okay. So we will leave it at that. It's been 30 minutes. Thank you, everyone. It seems to be that the 12:15 might be our ticket. So we will be back here tomorrow at 12:15. That is Eastern Standard Time. If you are elsewhere, that would be 11, 10, 9. It could be midnight wherever you live. So thank you guys. And I believe this was good. I think we can manage. Now we can actually go have our lunch.
One last question.
Okay.
Bill Switzer says, don't like to see a modified that has any external lighting. Watch some YouTube videos. There's a car and it's fluorescent light on top. It's annoying. But I've always had this really cool idea that I think would be nice. What if each car had a light on it that had a few different colors?
So you knew who's who?
Nope. The race control would change the color to coordinate to who's the leader. So if so-and-so's leading,
like his
light is orange, and second place is purple, and third is
it's like playing Mario
another
Kart.
color, right? Mm-hmm. So that way the fans can really tell where the leader is on the track and which car is the lap car and which one is he racing with.
Jason says IndyCar has that.
There you go.
I like it.
And I think because IndyCar has it, there was talks when we were at the USAC banquet, they were going to adapt that to the midgets and the sprint cars, right? So I think that would be a really good addition to other things, as long as it works and functions properly. Yeah. Otherwise.
Yeah, because when you have the leader that's lapping up to 10th place, I mean, if I look away and I come back and I'm like, what?
Wait, what's going on? Yeah, you're kind of lost.
That if it's a regular fan that doesn't own Race Monitor.
And if it's dusty, you can't see the numbers on the cars sometimes. Mm-hmm. So it really helps on those situations.
I can see like a battle between first and second. It'd be like orange, yellow.
You're just looking at the lights.
Orange, yellow, orange. Orange, yellow, yellow, orange. Yeah. Okay. So thank you guys. We love you. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Do the daily do. Eat your fruits and your veggies.
Tune into Dirt Vision tonight, 7:30.
Boom. See you guys tomorrow.